Precinct itself is having a very good year when it comes to crime reduction from last year. We're still down for the year 10% from last year. That puts us at actually the best year the 94th Precinct has had since the police department's been recording CompStat statistics since 1993. The second best year we had was in 2009, so we're doing better than that. But we're below all our historic numbers. Of course, that doesn't mean we don't have our problems here. We've had some very significant problems in the last month or so up by Cooper Park. I mentioned at the last meeting that there had been a shooting just a few days before our last meeting at 334th Street. We did make an arrest in that shooting. I have to say that the new video surveillance system that's in Cooper Park that was just put up online not too long ago was instrumental in making that arrest. Not only did it take the shooting itself, it taped the alleged perpetrator running back into his building, shoving the gun into his waistband. So it led to the arrest of that individual. What's just as disturbing, though, is the person who did the shooting was only 15 years old, which is always disturbing. So that case was solved. Also in Cooper Park, about 2 weeks ago, there was a second shooting at 20 Deborah Place. This shooting was more of a domestic nature. A gentleman started shooting at someone outside the building. 8 shots or 9 shots were fired. Actually just hit someone in the cheek and grazed them. Second over, we would have a homicide. We responded that night. Everyone knew who he was. They told us what apartment he was in. We went up there. He refused to come out. It turned into an entire long, blown-out hostage negotiation type thing. We brought our people down. But it took us about an hour and a half to finally coax him out until he surrendered, which he did. So he was placed on the arrest that night. That case has been solved. Due to the fact that the residents of Cooper had come to me, and I had known that they were complaining of other shootings. There had been other shootings in Cooper where no one was hit, where we had confirmed that someone fired a gun at someone else. I had asked our narcotics people to come in and do some extra work, which they've done. I had asked my overhead command, the borough headquarters for Brooklyn North, to help me out with some extra police officers. They did that just this last Saturday night. They gave us 10 cops from the rest of Brooklyn to work just in Cooper. They were out there Saturday night. I think they had a very successful night. An incident that happened outside of the development. There was a robbery at knife point in the train station on Lorimer and Graham. The defendant, after the robbery, ran back into Cooper. My guys saw him, and when the description came over of the robbery, they realized it matched the guy they just saw go inside. 20 Deborah Place. Went inside and found him, and they were able to bring him out for an ID with the victim for the robbery, which is very good police work. Subsequently, in the next day, the detective squad, realizing he fit a pattern of other robberies in transit, and put him in the lineup for another robbery, which occurred in the 93rd Precinct in transit, and he was picked out of that point. This is a guy, a 60-year-old guy. He did about 10 years for robbery in the past. He's a long-term bad guy. Hopefully he goes away. And I heard tonight, looking at other things he may have done. Other bits of bad news. I mentioned at the last meeting, we had the one DWI accident in which the Asian Chinese food delivery guy was hit with a bicycle and killed. That guy was arrested. That death was the first traffic-related death we've had in the year I've been to the precinct. By the way, today's actually the anniversary, year anniversary being signed here. I had mentioned there had been another hit-and-run accident on Kyler and McGinnis Boulevard a few days before our last meeting, in which we were able to effect an arrest. The person had fled the scene. Our detective squad did some very good work and found the driver. That person was in serious condition. Unfortunately, he's passed away too. So it's our second traffic-related death in the last 12 months. He was a pedestrian. Other concerns, traffic concerns, people have expressed to me, some of your elected officials have come to me about the issue of Kent Avenue and the bike lanes. I'm not an anti-bike lane person. I think they're a great idea. However, we noticed a problem at North 6th Street in Kent, where the bicycles and pedestrians and the cars also seem to meet at that one intersection. There's been 4 bicycle car accidents at that place this year, 2011. That rates it on one of the top locations for bicycle car accidents in the city. It ties, 4 sort of ties it as, the 6th worst spot. There's maybe 5 in place and there 4 accidents. DOT has heard your concerns, heard my concerns. They are doing a study on Kent Avenue. We gave them all the car accidents in the last 2 years along Kent Avenue and sent that paperwork to them so they can do some data research and whatnot. So that's what that says. Club enforcement continues. I hear your concerns and I see it, the amount of bars and whatnot that are out here. I think it was the weekend before Halloween, or the Friday night before Halloween, we ended up shutting down the legal social club on Lombardi Street. It was sort of being run out of the private house. People had called and complained, they made 3 more complaints. We had sent our local club enforcement team to go out there. They were selling alcohol and all that stuff without any type of permits. They were shut down. Other big issues, Halloween went very well for us here. There were no major issues on Halloween. Had a cute little Halloween parade in the north side. There was bagpipes in the Halloween parade. I never seen it before, but it was kind of fun. Anyone who hasn't seen that, I suggest you should check it out next year. Sunday, of course, was the marathon. Although it could be quite an inconvenience to anyone who lives here and wants to get around, I think the marathon went off very well. No major problems. One runner had an injury, we had to take her to the hospital. She hurt her foot, had to stop the race for herself. That's about it. It's a very big deal for us. We run straight from one side of the precinct to the other. We had a detail here, about 56 police officers working that Sunday morning. I'd been at 5 in the morning, worked the whole day till then about 5 o'clock at night. But it went well, and I think that's something that we can be proud of as a community. The marathon goes straight to 3 points. The middle of the marathon, it's right here. Okay, that's about all I have right now. And we'll open up to questions and concerns.